minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's get ready to sucker! It out into left field. It's going. It's going. It is gone.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you. It's kind of better. We lost Mac's head there for a minute. I'm with you. Betos is with you. Scotty's in the G. Burry Farm Studios. We got Munson with no sleeves, and my goodness, what? Your face is like red. The rest of your body is white. What happened?
Oh, it's the lighting.
Okay. I didn't know if you were angry or what. And then Ty Bartell makes his triumphant return with a new laptop. We got Quinn and we got Billy Mack. Gentlemen, welcome to National Social Media Day. We're all experts in social media. So my question to you is, what is your favorite part of social media? What is your least favorite part of social media? Billy Mack, lead us off, homeboy.
I think my favorite part is talking trash to people like Michael Page and trolling people. I think that's my favorite thing. And then of course, using stuff like Instagram to promote small businesses, local businesses. I mean, we use it every day to put out announcements at YSN for all the things that's going on in the sports world, especially locally. So that's probably my favorite part.
Paul Munson,
but mainly
what's your
talking
favorite?
Trash to Jeff Betos.
Oh, that's a given.
I would think my favorite part is just keeping up with people. You know, you're able to keep up with anybody in the world, really, if you wanted to. So any of your friends or family that's on the other part of the country or even across the world, you can keep up with them and know what's going on instead of writing letters or phone calls like it used to be. You can pretty much do it instantly. The bad part is I think the bad part is the keyboard warriors, the people who talk shit on there, and they can't do it to your face. You know, you want to talk shit to somebody. Talk shit to their
send Paul a
face.
message real quick. Dear Paul, from Stan.
Scotty, how about you? What's your favorite part of social media and your least favorite part?
My favorite part of social media is it would have to be just getting likes because I'm a bit of a narcissist, so I enjoy posting and getting the likes. I'm all about it, especially from the girls. So if you're looking for a good guy that'll pay for your meal, hey, friend me on Facebook. So that's my favorite part. My least favorite part is when just seeing people's posts when they post like real personal stuff, whether it's about health or what they're going through with their boyfriend or girlfriend, or just what I consider bullcrap like that, or getting like political wars. I just hate that stuff. So that's my least favorite part of social media.
Respect. Quincy, what do you think? Whoa. It just blew
Storm is
up
hitting
here.
him hard.
It just blew up in Palestine. I just heard a big boom, looked out the window, and it is pouring down rain.
Quinn, figure your mic out, you dummy. Like, Jesus.
You're muted,
Like,
Quinn.
this guy, like, he's such a dummy. Like, he's got mute symbol right there.
I know that, Billy. I'm in a locker room. I'm
Boys?
told to be sitting in the
Boys?
locker room. We'll take this to Twitter.
Yes. Make sure you put Paul in there first, though.
Yeah, definitely. Favorite part of social media is I've got two. All the connections through AAU and stuff like that. Get to kind of see where other coaches are with programs and stuff and how they're running it. And for the past month, I've enjoyed watching Billy tag Jeff in a bunch of videos on Facebook. So that's been pretty funny for me. Least favorite part is my dad's social media pages. They bother me. They're very annoying and they bother me.
I love it. Ty, what's your favorite and least favorite?
Oh, my favorite is easily the connectivity and being able to talk with and interact with anybody all over the world, and just really for us too. I mean, it pretty much, our company and everything exists because of it. So, I mean, it's a phenomenal tool. The thing I hate about it is people that don't use it as just that, a tool, and they think that it's some sort of political form, and they like to just throw whatever they want up there, thinking they're going to change the opinions of everybody else that's on there that's just trying to have a good time. Calm down with political posts, people.
Look at this guy. All right, Jeffrey, this ought to be good. Did you just smell your armpit?
I was going to say, right? Did you put deodorant on today?
I burped. Right?
We're going to go to review.
Dude.
I would have said I was dapping.
All right, you go ahead, Billy. Finish your sentence.
I already said it.
All right, thanks. The best part
You can
about
go now, though.
Okay, shut up then, douchebag. So the best part about social media is just being close to like celebrities like Pat McAfee, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Matthew Stafford.
Just skip them already.
And the worst part is getting tagged every solitary night by, hey, at Jeff Bezos. I woke up this morning, I had 3 of them. I'm like,
They were
what?
good.
They were funny.
They were good. Now, those are the best ones. But there's some, I'm like, dude, I get it. I follow the Yankees. I know we haven't won against Boston. I don't need reminded again, Billy. Thank you. That's it.
You're not beating the Angels either. Just putting it out there.
Amo
They didn't have
saying,
that, you idiot.
what's up, boys? Drunk in Nashville at 2 p.m. It's great. Attaboy, Amo, you deserve it. Jeff hitting the dab on.
Central. See some girls. Another way, but
What the hell are you doing, Betos? My favorite part and my least favorite part are the same thing. It gives everybody a platform. It evens the ground, so to speak, for everybody, and levels the playing field is what I was looking for. But the problem is everybody has a platform, right? So that can get dangerous whenever somebody's got something to say and they feel pretty important. So that's mine. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I love it and I hate it at the same time. You either can use social media as a tool, or you're a tool using social media. There's only two ways about it. So that's the way I look at it. Here we go. Sun's out, guns out, says Kate Kelly. Months. What's up with the wife beater?
It's not. It's a tank top. Here,
It's a
look.
bra.
Wife beater, dude.
That looks like a beater.
Paul, are
Looks
you
like a
going
beater.
to Sweet Home Alabama?
You know what it looks like, Paul? Stand up again. Stand up and show it off. It looks like you took a wife beater to the mall and they airbrushed that on for you.
Yeah. No.
Does it say Paul on the back?
Yeah. It says months right across my shoulders.
No regrets.
I love it. When summer hits, we have the summer wardrobes come out, and so far there's been some bad ones. The no sleeves. We were
swimming today, so it was. I made it back just in time to
that a boy.
get on the show.
That, and then Greg says, "Sit down, please."
My shirt just changes a different type of red depending on the year.
Yeah, exactly. Paul has one of those shirts that if you wet it, it changes colors.
That's right.
The things that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the name, image, likeness stuff that's going on right now. I know we talked about it at length at one point last week, but now that it's really gaining steam, I think that, speaking of gaining steam.
Well, it's a what he did. It's an order. It's not a law. It's an order. Like the governor had all those orders for masks and stuff. He made it an order now. So it's in, you can do it, but it's not officially a law yet because of that amendment that they had on there.
Well, here's the thing: is that changes the entire game. And I know that I was at a meeting and I was on the road trying to get back and trying to discuss the name, image, likeness thing, but I mentioned how long until this drops down to high school. And with all of this going on, guys, I've got some concerns with the name, image, likeness thing. Because we talked about it, how it was going to impact... hang tight, Billy. I'm going to get you fixed here. How it's going to impact college. But the reality of it is colleges are not going to lose money. They are not... Sorry, buddy.
Jesus.
Oh my god! Whoa.
They are not. Did anybody else just catch that other than me and Jeff? Oh my
I got
god!
the tail end of it. That's all. I didn't say much of it. I got the tail end of it.
I don't mean to laugh, but that
Jeez,
was
oh Pete.
that was the funny thing.
I'm just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. I tried to give you the heads up. I was working on it. But so colleges obviously make a ton of money off sponsorships. They make a ton of money off advertising and things of that nature. All of their presenting sponsors. So what is it going to be like when they're competing with people inside their own locker rooms?
It'll be interesting because, I think the sponsors are going to go after. They're going to go after the big fish. So again, would you rather give $150,000 to one athlete to go out and market your company, or would you rather give $1 million to the university and only be with the university?
Depends on the athlete.
Yeah, I think they're going to go after that big fish. They're going to go after that Joe Burrow and say, Joe Burrow, Nissan is going to give you $250,000 in a car. You be our spokesperson. And Joe Burrow is going to be out there making commercials. And
I'm not concerned about the big fish. I'm concerned about the people coming in, right? So let's talk about it in a recruiting aspect. To me, that's more interesting than it's going to be real easy to say, hey, Joe Burrow, a guy like Joe Burrow, the top guys is going to be real easy. They're going to get money thrown at them. They're already getting money thrown at them, so it's no different. But we're talking about those blue chippers coming out of high school is what's going to matter, I think. Those guys are going to get where do you want to go? Because if you go to, let's just use, like, for example, like Youngstown State versus Ohio State, right? So if you're going to go to Youngstown State and get little nothing, but if you go to Ohio State You know, you go to those big premier schools. Those big premier schools don't have an issue recruiting already. Now you're going to be able to throw money at individual players. That's what's going to sway guys from going to Ohio State versus going to Iowa or Illinois or some of the other schools like the top dogs in the SEC to the bottom feeders in the SEC.
That's an interesting point. I didn't really think of it that way. I thought of it more the way of the local car dealerships giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to these players that are D1, D2, D3, JUCO. I guess JUCO doesn't really matter because they're not NCAA, but under the same premise, I guess that's where I'm thinking of, like, these borderline high school players are going to be looking for big deals following their senior season, going into their freshman season at the next level. So my question is, you know, if you're talking about a D3, D2 school, maybe a low Division I school, can the player make more than the school on this? Can they make more than the football program or the baseball program by signing a deal? And I think you guys hit the nail on the head the other day. What is the punter going to think whenever the quarterback's making X amount of dollars? You know what I mean? Can the punter go and get 16 deals? Is there a limit? Is there a cap on what these players can make? And if so, does that affect their scholarships?
You got to think a lot of players don't mind. Like, you look at professional sports, usually that unwritten rule up until late, where guys didn't really talk about other guys' money. They're always cheering, like, go get your money, my guy. Go get go get what's owed to you, and the rest will take care of itself. I think more of that will happen. Like, if the quarterback's making X and the punter's not making anything, I don't think he's going to feel slighted in any way. Maybe just if he plays bad, well, you might hear the jokes of, oh, it's a good thing you're getting that 10 grand this weekend, huh, bud? Like, I think you'll get some of that, but I don't think you'll see anybody feeling slighted in to a big extreme where, like, somebody's leaving.
So let's put it.
I think what you could see, though, is I think you could see maybe not full rides being offered to these blue chipper guys.
There you go.
Because now you're sitting there going, okay, here comes, Billy Smith over here, who's a star quarterback. And he would normally, in a normal year, would get a full ride to go to USC. Well, instead, USC is going to say, listen, we're just going to give you a partial scholarship because there are so many opportunities here for you to go get more money in advertising. You know, you need to pay for some of your school. And he's going to go get this contract with somebody for a T-shirt or something stupid. And now all of a sudden.
Capitalism, man. Capitalism. Oregon's going to go, oh, yeah, USC's giving you that. We'll give you a full ride plus the same benefits.
Yeah, exactly what Billy's saying. It's gonna devolve into that anyway, I feel like, and it's gonna end up where these schools are gonna get a player maybe for a year, and if that player turns out a smaller school, you're gonna see these bigger schools start going, hey, we have some sponsorship dollars over here, or maybe we can work on a sponsorship deal for you over here.
I think the bigger issue is just not even the money, it's the transfer portal right now. If you're talking about college athletes, I think that's a bigger issue in college sports right now than, the idea of selling your likeness.
I don't like this because I don't think that college athletes are mature enough to handle these deals. Because then you get into, do you have an agent? Do you have representation? Because let's face it, a lot of these players are not smart enough or well-versed enough to handle their own contracts, right? So somebody's going to get taken advantage of, and it's going to screw the pooch. It's hard to say that when
you're allowed to join the military at 18, right? I mean, like, to me, it's difficult to say, like, what's mature enough. You're mature enough to go to the military and die for the country, or at least the potential of it, but you're not mature enough to make a financial decision.
Maybe that was the wrong context. They're not mature enough to handle hundreds of thousands of dollars being thrown in their direction to where a professional athlete can have representation with an agent. They can have accountants, they can have people,
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but the rule is right now, if you take representation, you're disqualified from the NCAA.
Right.
That would be interesting to see the logistics of that. If they have to change the wording that, you are allowed to have somebody help you out a little bit, or if you're just like, listen, you're on your own. Hope your mom and dad can help you out, and you go that route. Or if they say, listen, you can have somebody help you with your advertising dollars only, not somebody who's going to help you.
Or they'll appoint somebody from the school, right?
Oh yeah,
like having like a court-appointed lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're gonna have somebody who represents the school is gonna represent you to our money. Yeah, that's
and there's a mess. We're going to charge you for this person, by the way.
No
this
doubt.
is pigs in slop, is what it is. I mean, you think about all the different variants and variables of all of the athletes and the different scenarios with the different sports and the different all of this, and you realize that this is a slippery slope that the players and the student athletes have really embarked on, because the NCAA will win this inevitably. Like they're too big, they're too powerful, and they're not going to give away the farm to the student athletes.
Their piece of the pie, no doubt about it.
They're gonna make money off of this somehow. They would never agree to this if they couldn't make money off of it. Let's put that out there.
Because we haven't heard anything from them, and that's because I think they're getting exactly what they want to happen from that standpoint. I'm interested. Jeff, are you following this at all?
I am. I just think it's to a point now where it's like let the kids go make money, but I don't think they're ever going to get like an agent. I think they're going to appoint another position at the school, and this is the guy you go talk. If you want to go do this, deal with this, use Sweeney, use Sweeney as Sweeney Chevrolet.
No.
As right there.
Oh, God. Paul, come on, Paul. Come on,
Greenwood
Paul.
Chevrolet.
All right, let's use Greenwood as
Greenwood?
It's the same thing. Just shut up. But you understand, like, if you want to go deal with Greenwood, you go do it. But you got to take this guy with you to make sure this is going to be okay to do.
We need to be on a delay. We need to be like on a 10-second delay with a guy ready
fired.
for the bleep number. With the bleep.
Stepping away from Sweeney Chevrolet for
Jesus, can we stop saying it?
No, we love our sponsors out there at Greenwood Chevrolet. We love you out there. But anyway, as I was saying, it is BS that you're not allowing representation.
And where is the?
Yeah, get the thing covered up with the logo.
Why couldn't Greenwood have been right there, right on his face?
But I do think it's BS that you're not going to allow these kids essentially to have representation for that. And I mean, I don't think, and I think you can hand them the money, but I think they need to have that access to representation, because if you look basketball standards, there was plenty of one and dones that got out of there. They had a lot of money. But they did have access to representation. NBA rules, obviously, an NBA different league than NCAA for football. But I mean, I absolutely think that players should be able to make money off of their likeness to some extent. But I do not believe it is right for them to be deprived of having representation in making deals, because, like you said, DJ, it's going to end up with somebody getting screwed, and it's not going to be the NCAA.
They've got too many lawyers. They've got too many talking heads that they're just, I mean, if nothing else, they can get, to me, this is a perfect way to get the student athletes of the NCAA tied up in litigation. They can get so much paperwork that who's fronting this on behalf of the students? They're just going to go, yeah, not worth it, pass. But the NCAA is just like, okay, make it happen. Do whatever you got to do. Like, usually when you're not met with resistance, you got to look around and be like, well, what am I doing? Like, well, am I stepping in the wrong direction? There's a trap somewhere. It's like you're in the jungle and there's always that one step in the leaves, and then you're up in the trees. Like, at some point, the student athletes have to feel like they're there. You know what I mean? So, Chris Sigler says the new NIL rules coupled with the new transfer rules is going to make college sports a circus. Anybody disagree with that?
No, I wholeheartedly. I mean, we're already seeing it. We're already seeing it.
I'm curious to see, as far as like with sponsorship deals go, and like athletes are signing on the dotted line, and this might be explained, and I'll admittedly haven't read like the whole article for it, but if they sign on the dotted line, do these sponsorships carry over if they go into the NFL? Question one. And question two is it going to prevent them from going to the NFL if they sign a contract? Is these sponsorships going to hold them in college? XO saying you have to be remaining with this school to receive these sponsorship dollars for X amount of years.
I have to believe that the NCAA, like, per school, like if a kid goes to Clemson and Clemson's a Nike school, if Adidas courts this kid, and the school actually should have the ability to supersede that athlete. But I don't know what that's going to do, because imagine if that happens. If I'm Nike, every time I'm seeing someone sign with an Adidas school or an Under Armour school, guess what? I'm going to sign that recruit, because I don't have to pay any money to that particular school to see my stuff on the field. That's what I would do. I would be all over that, because you are saving so much money in doing that, because you've seen some of those deals. Like how much was it Adidas now? No, Under Armour. Who has Notre Dame?
Under Armour.
Under Armour. So you've seen those big contracts with the Fighting Irish, and you sit there and you go, man, that's why our shoes cost $160 a pair. It's because we're feeding into
Jesus
Notre Dame
as a sponsor.
That's true. That's true. Their
Jesus
playbook
and
is
Ron
the Bible.
Batista.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm perturbed, because I feel like the NCAA is just sitting there waiting on the mousetrap for the student
They
athletes
just have
to
a
take that step.
plan upon a plan upon a plan. Like they're super prepared for whatever
Because
comes
it
at them with
involves
this.
money. If it doesn't involve
Yeah.
money, they are so ill prepared on everything. But
Yeah.
their lawyers are sitting there and they're just like, yeah, let them go. Let them go. And I feel like I'm the only, like you're watching one of those movies, those thriller movies, or those horror movies, and you're like, he's behind the chainsaws.
Yeah.
Turn around.
It's crazy because it's almost like the players individually have to fight for that. And like in the NFL and pro sports, you have a players union who represents the players. And in college, we don't have that. So that's
Because
really the biggest hurdle.
it's coming. It's coming.
They're going to
Because
need one.
They're going to need one, and it's going to be trouble.
Well, they tried it. Remember, what was it, a year or two ago? They tried doing that when the schools were all trying to sit out different things, and they had like the, I don't want to call them student unions, but the representatives, like they all said, oh, we're going to get together, we're going to band together, we're not going to do this. And they tried getting that across the board, but it was like out west. It was with COVID.
Pac-10, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Pac-10, because when they were they were going to play, and then some of them said, we don't want to play, or vice versa. We did want to play, and they're going to get everybody together when the NCAA was like, we're not going to play football. And then they were like, no, we do want to play. And they tried banding together with the big student body, but if you don't have people to represent you, the students can only go so far.
It's going to be real hard for them to band together. Different conferences, different players. I mean, there is a lot of players everywhere in college football, period.
When there's 30 teams or 32 teams, it's a hell of a lot easier than how many teams in Division One?
Yeah.
It's over 100, right?
347 Division I basketball.
So, yeah, got to be a couple hundred.
117, I think, football teams.
I mean, you
Something
look
like
at
that.
that, and that's only D1, like high level. That's BCS or whatever it is, because it's
Yeah.
BCS, FBS, right?
FBS and BCS are the same.
FBS.
FCS.
So you look at that and you go,
129.
it's going to be challenging, man. That's a lot of paperwork. And you talk about that's how many sports. That's an absurd amount of sports that you have to be representative of. And not every school has all those sports. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to take a break. We come back. Something I'm really excited to talk about. We're talking about unwritten rules in sports. What are the worst of them? We want to know from you, and we want to know from our awesome panel here. So think about the worst unwritten rules in sports. I got a feeling I know what Billy Mack's going to say, and it involves the 3-0 count. We'll be back with more of the Power Hour, including the G. Burger Farms What's Your Beef, What's Your Filet, and the newest walk-off. All that and more coming up on the YSN Power Hour right after this.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you, along with a few of my friends, Mr. Mac, Scotty Mincher, Munso's on his way back, Ty Bartell, Quinn, and, well, the guy that doesn't even get our advertisers right, it's Jeff Betos down at the bottom. Jeffrey, you're in purgatory right now, my friend. You're in jail, but we'll let you out here in a minute. Scotty, the question I have for you is, what is the worst unwritten rule in sports, in your humble opinion, my friend?
I would say the worst, and for me, it's all kind of ties into this one sport. So I would have to say the worst for me has to deal with the sport of baseball, and it's I watched baseball. I mean, I could remember back as far as being like 5, 6 watching baseball. Some of my earliest memories. And I can't stand the whole when pitchers throwing a perfect game, you shouldn't attempt a bunt or try to bunt to get on base, bunt for a hit. So that's the one I think I hate the most. It was encouraged for years if a guy's crowding the plate, a pitcher's, should brush them back, get them off the plate, give them some chin music. But then on the other side, the batter can bunt to get a rally going. I don't know. I think baseball has so many stupid so-called unwritten rules that I feel like are just stupid and they're dated now more than anything. And I think it hurts the game. The 3-0, not swinging 3-0.
Whoa. Save some for the rest of us there, Scooter. Save some for the rest of us. All right, Billy Mack, what do you got?
I mean, I'm just not a fan of the unwritten rules anymore. I mean, they made a big deal out of when Tatis pimped the ball about 700 feet over the fence 3-0. That was one of my favorites. I loved every second of it. It was a beautiful thing. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. I mean, he's the greatest thing since, probably Jesus himself in the baseball field. So way better than any Yankee player in the history of baseball. So I just hate him. I think the other one, like maybe one for basketball, is just the undercut one. Is not. I think that's a good one to have because it's a safety thing. Kind of the unwritten rule is someone going up for a dunk or a layup, you don't take their legs out. Although I think some of us have seen that happen before too. Baseball seems to have all kinds of dumb rules.
Though? I mean, you get a foul for that.
It's kind of an unwritten rule.
It's unwritten that you don't go at legs. You always protect legs.
Yeah. You protect legs. I think the one that A-Rod did when he flew out, he kind of walked on the pitcher's mound. I think that's one. Like, dude, don't come in my area. Like, you have no business being there. I like that one. Plus, A-Rod's stupid and he cheated, and he's still a cheater. That's why he's not with J-Lo anymore. But I mean, I just think that's baseball's got too many stupid ones.
So let's play the game of how many sponsorships can we lose in one broadcast. We've already labeled Chevrolet. And we just compared a baseball player to Jesus. So there's the FCA's gone now, too. So how about the unwritten rules of sponsorship? We can start with there, too. Let's go. Paulie, what's your worst unwritten rule that you can think of?
I mean, I guess it's across the board. Yes, baseball for sure has the most that are out there, and a lot of them are crazy. But I guess this one is baseball, but it goes in with other sports as well, is the, not being able to run up a score on somebody. People get pissed about that. Listen, if you can't stop me, then why do I have to stop for you? In baseball, okay, you got to quit stealing bases. Listen, if you can't stop the guy from stealing a base, so what? In football, it's like, hey, if you're up by a lot of points, don't throw the ball, run the ball. If your guys are that bad in the secondary that you can't stop the guy from catching the ball, then sucks to be you today. You stink.
So you're okay stealing 24-0, right?
Hey, stop me. Throw me out. You know what I mean?
I'm throwing a pitch at your face every time you get up. If you steal on me 24-0, you better just go over and say, "Hey guys,
help me out.
Very sorry, you're going to catch pitches in your ear."
How is that any different from pipping a home run up 17-0?
Don't throw it down the middle of the plate. What supposed to do? Bunt?
Dude, I'm throwing at your face. I'm throwing at your nose.
When you steal, you're really rubbing it in. You're really like that's something that you can control. You can't control just a home run.
Doing that?
It's so different.
No, it's not different at all.
So different.
No,
it's not different at all. Dude, just hit the ball. Hit the damn ball.
But I've seen both sides of it. I've run the score up on people, and I've had people run the score up on me. If I can't throw that kid out at second base, then God bless him. He's got good speed. My catcher stinks. But if you got a terrible catcher and you can't throw me out, then guess what? I'm taking the base, and too bad. If I win the game 100-0, then guess what? Today you stunk. Today I was better.
I understand.
If I'm the pitcher in that situation,
he's the same guy that called a bunt in an All-Star game to break up the no-hitter.
Who did?
You.
I didn't. I didn't call one single play.
Proof's in the pudding. There was a bunt laid down. Break up the no-hitter.
It wasn't by – well, and guess who won the game? If we want to go there, I can go there. I won the game.
Zing.
You mean Quinn.
Pow.
His name was on the board.
I feel like you're just mirrors. Like the laser beam's coming and you're just deflecting all these lasers off of you. Yeah, that's the name of the game for Billy Mack. Ty, what's the worst unwritten rule in sports?
I mean, NFL tried doing it, and baseball's still doing it. No celebrations. If you rock one off of a pitcher, you're not supposed to upshow the pitcher or show off the pitcher. Which is stupid. If you rock a home run, you should be allowed to celebrate as you deem fit. This isn't the 1920s or 30s. This is not a gentleman's game anymore that we're playing with such high levels of respect. Yeah, it's still a respectful game. I get that, but we're not in that blue collar time and era anymore. So just let these players celebrate. If they rock a home run, let them celebrate. When pitchers get a big strikeout, they're allowed to pump the fist, be excited. If a hitter's rocked one off a pitcher, let him flip the bat.
I'm going to go get this phone. Hang on. Go ahead. Quinn, you're up.
Going to go get the phone. All right. At least somebody's answering the phone in there, I guess. I can't figure it out.
Come on, Scotty. What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think of unwritten rules outside of baseball because baseball has every one of them, and you guys are pretty much touching on them. I'm kind of thinking of like basketball and stuff. Like, there's not really many unwritten rules in football. Basketball-wise, the only thing I came up with was like you don't rig it to get triple doubles, pretty much. I know Russell Westbrook recently was accused of that because he was telling people like get out of the way on my own rebounds and stuff like that. And it made me think of Ricky Davis when he threw it off the backboard for himself so he can get the triple double. Stuff like that was kind of what I was thinking of along the lines in basketball.
Jerry Sloan had one of the best reactions to that.
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of where I took it. But there's not many in basketball other than, like, protect legs and stuff. But that's not really a bad rule, in my opinion.
Greg, it wasn't you calling. You don't even know the number.
It's in my phone. Is YSN.
Well, it's this big because he can't see anything. So it's got he's just as bad doing this guy. Let's Jeffrey, are you going to behave yourself?
Yeah.
Are you going to bring up any other farms that you want to be sponsored?
No.
Okay, go ahead. What's the worst unwritten rule in sports?
I would have to put, like, I don't know if it's really unwritten, but just stop talking trash. Like, if you're up by big, like refs kind of get more involved if you're up by more, like, say over 28 points in football, where, all right, go back to your side. Like, well, no, dude. Like, we've been talking trash all night. This isn't going to stop. And it's the same thing with, like, baseball. You know, you stop talking trash, you stop doing the stuff that you were doing. That's I think that was stupid. Like, we're talking trash all night. I'm going to continue to talk trash, dude.
Even if you're losing?
Oh, yeah. I've done it. And the easiest response to every single one of those is scoreboard, bud. I'm like, yes, I know. Thank you. Like, thank you.
That's the best trash you have is thank you?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
At
losing.
that point in time, if you're down 28 or down like 35 points, what are you really saying at that point?
That's
And
what I'm asking you. If you're losing, are you
I'm
still talking
usually at
trash
that
or are you just
point-
shelling up?
No. Oh no. If I'm going to if I start talking trash at the beginning of the game, I'm going to continue to do it even if we're down 35.
Oh, I'm Reggie Miller. It's all game. Doesn't matter. Up, down, up big, down big. Doesn't matter. I'm throwing it. I'm throwing shade at you.
I used to try to figure out like the players, like the center's mom's name, his sister's name, his grandma's name.
There's players than he was on his own
There's
play.
research involved, no doubt.
Yeah,
He knows
There's research.
He's
I used to take
Jeff. In your
grass
case,
and
he
get
knows
at
he's not in
someone.
danger unless his sister's got kids.
No, everybody's in play.
Dan.
I used to take grass and throw it at the center, try to get him to move the ball a little bit and jerk it, so I can jump and go and be an offset, be a false start on him. I used to grab the grass and just throw it at him and see what happens. The ref will come over, like it'll only be like one or two plays, and the ref will come over and be like, "Stop doing that right now." I said, "All right, cool, dude, got it," and I would quit doing it, but I would go right back to it.
When you coached Jeff, Paul, did he get his ass kicked a lot? Is that?
Paul never coached me.
No.
Oh, I thought he coached him. I thought you did coach him, Paul. My bad.
He was there just at the. I was there at the end when he was done.
I gotcha. My bad.
I mean, but I've known him and his family since he was little and stuff. So yeah, now Jeff's a talker, and he wasn't going to stop. So credit to him. You know,
you should have cut that
you gotta start,
mustache.
you're just gonna keep going. It's good.
I wouldn't have messed with Jeff if he had that mustache and I was a center.
According to Bleacher Report, the top three things you don't do from a standpoint of unwritten rules: don't celebrate after an empty net goal in hockey. If you're going to dangle your gloves, you have to fight. And
Michael Page just typed in about the empty net goal.
yeah, no shooting at your own basket, which I thought that was
Ricky
what
Davis.
the hell is going on?
It probably has to deal with Ricky Davis, and now he shot it at his own hoop to get
That's
a
what it says.
triple-double.
Ricky Davis wanted a triple double, but at the time was running out, so he shot at his own basket. There's somebody's in trouble. Somebody's having a bad day. That's the number one. Like out of all of these, that's the number one. I think we had some better ones than they did.
I feel like an unwritten rule that you would complain about should be something that happens more frequently. How many times have you shot someone shoot at their own basket, though, since that? Like, I mean, it's
On
happened on
purpose
accident.
once. On
Yeah,
purpose
it's happened
once.
on accident, but I haven't seen anybody intentionally go to shoot at their own basket.
I hate people that
it's
get
Ricky
mad at
Davis.
empty net goals in the NHL, like the guy from Winnipeg a couple weeks ago. Get over it. I mean, usually empty net goals only happen whenever one team is down.
Smacked. Yeah.
You know, like they're not doing this when the score is tied. They're trying to get a goal back when there's no time left or when there's not enough time left. They have to pull the goalie. The pimping homers is probably the best one. Makes the game fun. But
I agree.
as a hitter, I get it, right? But like when you're doing it 75 times a year, like Barry Bonds, why do you have to admire every single home run? That was my biggest knock on
75 home runs.
73.
But
Sorry.
Bonds. Well, no, nobody's hitting them but Barry Bonds. Nobody's even got 60 since Bonds.
Okay, so Fernando Tatis has how many?
Oh, he's hitting 75 this year. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And
Well,
he should pick
Are you just a
every
walking
single one.
contradiction today, or what are we
Yes.
doing? Okay.
he's not even leading the major leagues right now. So
Hey, Billy, did you get like knee pads? Because your knees got to be really sore after a while.
Are you making a sexual innuendo?
No, I'm not. No,
He doesn't
I'm
know what an
not.
innuendo
I'm just saying-
is.
I'm just saying, your knees got to be sore after a while.
Is innuendo a boat?
You don't.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking. I have a.
Just clarify for the audience what you're trying to say, Jeff.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, man, got to fix your car a lot, so you got to be on your knees a little bit to fix your car. Just want to make sure you're okay now.
So now a car has to do with a baseball game, a baseball player.
Mm-hmm. You can put it anywhere you want.
I don't clarify. Do a little bit more digging in there and clarify for us.
No, it's good. You get it. You
figure
figure it out.
Trash talking.
Hey, you can figure it out, dude. Figure it out.
You're sounding like the president. Oh, the
You
sky
guys
is blue, but hey, don't rush on fourth down.
Look at me. I'm feeling that. Look at me.
Where you go? Why are you hiding now?
Look at me. I'm feeling that. Oh, shit. I got this. I'm not sure. Okay.
Do it again.
I can't sit like this. Oh, shoot. Sit.
oh, yeah.
Knee pads if it's going to be down there longer. Jesus.
You nailed the voice too, Jeff. You got the grumbles and everything. You did a great job.
Any response, Billy?
Listen, the 1980s porn stash is really throwing me off, so I don't really know what to do right now.
It's a nice little top coat for the lip. Nice.
Looks like you should be a state trooper.
Yeah, you got a stiff upper lip.
It looks like you should be selling the Quaker Oats is what you should be doing.
Looks like you should be kicking 13-year-olds out of a mall.
You're going to get a box.
Put my hand in my pocket. Appears that I have a gun.
That's it. He's a mall cop. We'll start calling him Paul
Blart.
He looks like he's kicking 13-year-olds out of a mall.
That's it. Get out of the Spencers. Get out of the Spencers.
Get out of there, kid.
I see him with his button-up polo, keys dangling, walking over to the food court to yell at some kids.
Mustache rides for a nickel.
Woo! You guys need to go.
Free candy, mustache rides for a nickel.
Hey, he's got a white vehicle too. It's got windows.
Well, he said he was going to get a new car. It was going to be the Mercedes, but it's not going to have any windows in there.
That's his dad's car.
No, I'm going to get a new one. My car's boring. I need a new something. I need
Well,
something.
you need a new headlight. I know that much.
Yes, I do, and that is a butt to fix on my car.
Violation?
No, you have to take the whole front bumper off my car to be able to get to the light.
Did you say it was a butt to fix?
Yeah, I was going to say the other word, but I was going to be more respectful.
Ass? You're allowed to say it's a pain in the ass to fix.
Like, what word were you going to fill in there?
Bitch.
Probably just a couple pittons anyway.
No, it's that whole front bumper comes off my car, so you can be able to get back there to get to the headlight. Chevy made it weird in the Chevy Malibus. I know that.
All right, whatever you say.
Interesting. We have one more topic I want to discuss before we get to the fillets and the beefs, and then, of course, the walk-off. Last night, Western Pennsylvania, this was a story that came out. I texted you guys earlier about it. Interestingly enough, during the intros, this was a Little League game. So we're talking 12U. During the intros, one entire team from DuBois, Pennsylvania, turned their back on the other team that was being announced. And there was no rhyme, no reason, no method to the madness. The coach just said, hey, everybody turn around. Are we losing sight of sportsmanship here? Are we losing sight of respecting the game here in order to essentially either get headlines or just look like a dick? Like, I don't know what the whole point of that would be. Like, there's a part of a game, because usually it's the intro and then it's the national anthem. So naturally, just assuming that they had to turn around for the national anthem. Otherwise, you probably would have had a different headline under this. Why in God's green earth would you ever, as a coach, have your kids turn around and face the other way during an intro? I've seen crowds do it, but crowds don't necessarily reflect the players. There's a code of conduct, so to speak, unwritten rule about this. Billy, I mean, do you like this? Do you not like this? Where do you stand on this one?
No, I don't like it at all. I think it's important as a coach and as a youth coach, for that matter. I just had a 12U team this year. I would never do that, and I would be highly upset if any of my players ever did something like that. They'd be sitting right next to me with the old saying, "Grab us a pie." You don't deserve to play on the field. I mean, I think that's just it's just terrible. It's just when you're grooming young men or young women at 12 years old, you're trying to teach them the right way to do things. And I don't think this is where it's at. I mean, whether it's a high competition or not, there's nothing that would say, there's nothing that anybody can argue with me about this is a good thing to do or why you should do this in this scenario. There's not one reason why that should ever be done. I mean, I played, across teams that come in and play other countries, and they're so respectful to the other team, to our national anthem, and vice versa to theirs, and the same thing. It's not good. You're only going to get negative headlines for this. There's nothing good about this. There's no deke or psych out that's going on in this game. I mean, they're 12 years old. You should be teaching them to play baseball for this, in this case, doing it the right way, and that's just not. It's just terrible.
Paul, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm reading the story right now, and like you said, that he doesn't give a reason for why he did it. But he did instruct the kids to turn their backs to the opponents. And he's since apologized for it, but I mean, it's ridiculous. There is no good reason to do that. These are 9 and 10-year-old little kids in an all-star team. And whether you like the other team or not, to tell your kids, turn your backs and don't even face them, like that's just, you're just grooming those kids to be dicks when they get older. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, teach them that, listen, okay, we might not like those guys, but let's go beat them on the field. But we don't have to turn our backs to them and be disrespectful. That's just, listen, I agree with, Mark Roth. Why is this guy even coaching? Like, how do you let that guy go out there and say it's okay to have your kid out there coached by this guy?
Yeah, I'm with
things like this is what is the problem in youth sports today.
Yeah.
Issues like this is the reason why, at 12 years old, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, we have the biggest drop off in every sport for a lot of different reasons. And it's reasons like this that compounds onto the problem.
Scotty, your thoughts on this?
I agree with what you guys have said, Munson and Billy Mack. I agree with a lot of what you had to say, but I also like thinking about it from a different point of view, and just to kind of play devil's advocate here. I think part of it is, I mean, we've seen some of the people at the highest level, world-class athletes that were once seen as these total icons, and then they kind of, it becomes a rise and a fall. They get wrapped up in using performance-enhancing drugs, or in some way screwing people they would compete with over, like somebody like a Lance Armstrong, who was once seen as a god and a guy everyone looked up to. Now a lot of people think he's a total jerk. Same with Tiger Woods and what happened after his scandal. So I think part of it is, I'm not saying I can condone it and it's right what the kids did, but sometimes when you see the guys at the highest level and what they do, it makes stories like this less surprising, and that's all I'm saying. I think it was wrong, but it doesn't surprise me in the least.
Quinn?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I agree completely with what everybody's been saying. I mean, there's no reason for it. There's nothing that I can think of to justify that action. Like, even like coaching myself, like if I was to coach against Billy, like I still wouldn't do it as much as I hate Billy sometimes. But like
I'd beat you by 40.
Yeah, please. You couldn't even win a team that you couldn't even beat Munson with a team that you drafted and claim that I.
Hey, go ahead,
Your
Quinn.
name was on the board.
Go ahead, Quinn.
Whatever. It don't matter.
Don't let him talk to like you, that Quinn. Stick up for yourself.
You lost too, Jeff. So don't start.
I could have beat Ant, so it's not.
No, you didn't.
It's
So,
not
like,
my fault.
I
didn't
can't
have
think
my-
of any reason to justify it at all from any standpoint, honestly.
Ty?
I mean, short and sweet. You're taught growing up to respect your opponent and respect the game, and that clearly did not happen on either front. The only defense that I think you could possibly say is you're trying to get a mental advantage over an opponent. That's BS too. That's supposed to start once the first pitch and once the game starts, not pre-game like that. You're supposed to show your opponent and the game respect. That didn't happen there.
But they're 8 to 10-year-olds. That's what's crazy about that. Like, what mental advantage are you getting on these little 8 to 10-year-olds?
Exactly. Like that's the only thing that I can logically think of through my head that coach was thinking, that he even possibly could have thought, this is okay. This is why I'm doing this. Like, there's no other reason to do it. Honestly, what other reason are you doing it for? Other than trying to slight the other team or get in that other team's head, and they're 10. Go on, Mustache Man. I'm sorry.
No, you guys summed it up pretty well. Like, you just can't do it. Like, I could see it if you're like in high school and you're the team, it's your rival. You want to try to like disrespect them a little bit. Yeah, it's a rivalry game, so you do that anyway, right? But being 12 years old, it's a baseball game at that point. These kids are going to forget the result of the game when they go get a snack at the concession stand. That's what
I've never seen an Ohio State Michigan football game them not shake their hands before the game or after. So I can see them disrespected. No, most teams don't disrespect teams. That's the problem.
Yeah, and at 10 years old, they may forget that game, but they'll always remember what they did too.
And you know what
the coach that made them do that.
I was thinking about this the other day. The thing that I love most about UFC is you hear this for weeks at a time, them jawing at each other, but at the end of that fight, they are hugging one another because they're super competitive, and somebody won and somebody lost, and they're planning their next because they both got paid. Now, obviously, this is a different scenario, but coaches have to understand, and we've seen this on so many different levels, that they're going to teach and instill their ways on their kids. And I had a thing yesterday before I even knew about this. You're either teaching it or you're allowing it to happen as a coach, as a leader, right? By allowing this to happen, if the coach didn't say, this is what we're going to do, he failed. By coaching it, he failed, and he's a dick. So that's the way I kind of look at it. That's the bow tie that I put on this. I thought this was the stupidest thing ever. It's one of those things where you're not standing up for anything. There's no rights on the table. You're just being a dick. And this coach has no reason to coach baseball or any sport anymore if this is the way he's going to act. So I feel bad for these kids.
Say why he did it. He won't. Like, he hasn't said in things like,
because there's no reason. Like, there's no reason to do it other than he's trying to get press clippings and, the mental advantage. What is a mental advantage at 8 years old? Tell me what that is.
You sound like an even bigger idiot if you come out and say that. I was trying to get the mental advantage.
So we got fed Skittles before the game.
We got cookies over here.
I mean, like I've seen crowds do it. Crowds, that's fine. That, to me, that's fine because you're not representing necessarily your school
they're fans.
In that setting.
Fans can do a little bit more.
There's a lot more of freedom with fans, right? Fans can do whatever they want for the most part because they paid their ticket to get there to watch you, right? They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna see that action that they had yesterday anywhere. On a major league stage, a national stage, outside of what they did. I've never seen it on a national stage. No. And I've watched a lot of sports, and you guys have too. So,
and it's crazy because the boys PA has a lot of good baseball. There is a lot of good baseball over there at every level. So it's disheartening.
Du Bois. So that's going to do it for the majority of our show today. Now we take you on to the G. Burbick What's Your Beef, What's Your Filet, brought to you by our friends over at G. Burbick Farms on New Buffalo Road in beautiful Columbiana, Ohio. Or you can go to gburbicks.com and get their meat from their farm to your freezer this weekend. Mac, why don't you lead us off today there, Kenny Lofton?
I'll go filet here today. My 12U Astros season ended this weekend, and we played pretty good for the most part all season long. And the thing that I'm most proud about is just the fact that we got better. And the message from the start, it's kind of weird. This is going to be my fillet today, but the message from the start was always about let's not count wins. Let's play to win, but let's not count wins, and let's just get better each and every day. And for the most part, I think we did that, and we had such a good year. And at the end of the day, as a 12U coach, my job is to get them better and not let them hate baseball. At the end of the year, so many parents around this time of year, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, DJ, is this is the time of the year where parents start bickering and fighting with each other. And for me, this is a point in time where, get these kids better and need them to play next year. And that's my job is 100% of these kids should be playing baseball next year. And I think we did that. So, I'm very proud of that.
No sleep, Steve.
Yeah. I have a beef today, and it took me till I went during the break to take a look at it. Is myself. I went swimming today, and it was overcast. And lesson learned was even though it's overcast, you can still get burnt. So I did notice I have a little more sun than I thought I got today because I didn't put sunscreen on. I figured, screw it, it's overcast. I'll be all right. So
nice play.
Yep.
Scotty, I'm almost scared. What do you got?
I don't think I'll get too out of control today, but I got one filet and one beef. I'll start with the filet. My filet is just getting to be back here at the YSN headquarters because it's my favorite place on earth, or at least one of them. And then also I had Wendy's breakfast, which is just phenomenal. The breakfast baconator and the honey butter chicken biscuit. As far as my beef goes, bigger people, fat guys, they're really starting to piss me off. Last week it was Bezos, and this week it is some guy that is part of the show Running Point, Ron Potesta, kind of bashing Baker Mayfield, but walking the fence and not coming out and saying he sucks, but still bashing him, saying he's not a top 5 QB in the AFC. All I know is before Baker got there, the Browns were trash, and since then they've won a playoff game and gotten to the divisional round. So I just don't get all the hate directed towards Baker. I don't get it.
Baker stinks.
Well, we could argue back and forth all day, but all I know is Baker has had 2 great years and 1 bad year, so I'd say he's pretty good.
All right, Quinn.
Great is stretching it there, my guy. Great is stretching it.
Yeah, mine's I'm gonna go with the filet, and it's kind of just a boring filet, but it's the perfect time of the year. All the basketball courts in the area at our local schools are getting redone, so seeing all that stuff on social media, seeing some pretty awesome courts getting done is really cool for me. I know we just got ours done, and DJ, you showed me Camels today, and that court is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, she's beautiful, man. It's gonna be fun to watch games there. Ty?
Just a couple of fillets today. One is just being back on Power Hour, seeing all of the guys at YSN's bright, smiling faces again. I haven't been able to be on the last couple weeks, so happy to be on again. Maybe not that face, but also bigger fillet to my mother, Janet. It is her birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. Love you, and we'll be seeing you this weekend.
Happy birthday, Mama Bartel. And here he is.
Mine is a filet, and it's the fact that I got to see my nephew here for like 5 minutes, so I haven't seen him about 2 or 3 weeks. So I got to talk to my little nephew today. So that is my filet of the day. Just talking to him.
Way to plan ahead for the filet. Again, we do the fillets every single day, and you always use something that happens during the show. Great job, Jeff.
Hey, I do want to compliment Scotty on his mutton chops. Those are some badass sideburns going on right there.
Stop coming at fat people, Scotty. It's not nice. Stop coming at fat people, man. It's not nice.
Hey,
It's
you
not
were
our fault that our mom and dad fed us too much.
You were the conductor of this
Whoa,
handicap people train, so I don't want to hear any more from you.
Okay. Don't throw a pen at metal pan. Why do we have something metal in the middle of it? Right.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go filet. I got this awesome accountability ladder. It's got all kinds of the words on it. Basically, you climb it up from the bottom where you don't understand, what's going on, and taking responsibility and accountability for actions to making it happen. Got that from Siggy. I appreciate you. He's not looking for any love from this, but when people think of me when it comes to that stuff, or think of us when it comes to that stuff, it really stands out to me. So I want to thank him for thinking of us and dropping by yesterday and just kind of hearing me ramble on for 30 minutes and finally looking at his phone. He's like, I got to go. My wife's calling me to go to dinner. So I want to thank him for all that. I want to thank everybody for all the support. Again, I keep saying this, but it keeps pouring in. So I want to say thank you for all the support and the prayers and the thoughts and everything that's going on. So I appreciate it greatly. For all you guys too. You know what I mean? I know you guys, we do everything kind of off. It feels like we're always on the air, but there's 23 hours that we're off the air that we kind of stick around like family too. So I want to thank you guys as well. But that is going to do it for our show today. 6 minutes in overtime now. And ladies and gentlemen, for the second day
Baker stinks
in a row, it is time for the walk-off. Jeffrey, you saw this. Here we go.
Here's Ventura, RBI single in the first. Watch out. Look at this.
Scotty is Nolan Ryan.